Hello everyone, my name is Chris and this is the DPS tier list for Season 7 of Overwatch 2. And the first character for today's list is going to be Bastion, and I'm gonna place him in an absolute S tier. Note that this tier list is aimed at 95% of the player base, which are players anywhere from low bronze to low grandmaster. And I would say that Bastion, if you can learn how to play him properly, if you understand when and how to use your form, as well as you have decent aim, is going to be the easiest DPS, the most versatile DPS to hit Grandmaster with. It doesn't matter where you are at the moment. The fact that you turn from an absolute utter abomination with a very big hitbox into the best DPS character with highest value with your turret form for a short period of time makes you a very valuable character. You can be a threat to insane amounts of characters in this game, and you're incredibly tanky. Beautiful character, S tier. Genji is going to be at the high B tier for today's list. I understand that character is pretty strong in a vacuum. Unfortunately, you play with and against other people and with and against other characters. And in reality, in the current state of the game where you have Zarya's, in the current state of the game where Mei changes got reverted, and now she is devouring everyone with her left click, Genji turns into a very bad choice, as well as the fact that Pharah Mercy and Echo Mercy is back in the meta. You will have a hard time doing something, as well as the fact that you are not very self-sufficient and Genji requires you to have a support, whether it's going to be a dive tank or Ana that's gonna throw an anti-nade to help you secure the kill. High B tier for sure. Hanzo is going to be a C tier character. I have never seen a player that would reliably carry games on a character like this. In the current state of the game, where again you have Orisa, you have Zarya, there is just nothing to do on Hanzo. Not only you will just mindlessly charge or never will be able to do any damage to those tanks, as well as the Queen, which you will never be able to hit reliably. You are so reliant on luck, you are so reliant on the correct team comp to play with and against you. Yes, you can outrange some characters, but then again, if people catch you off guard, if people catch you out of position, there is nothing you can do. You don't have an escape tool, and character is just terrible. You will never be able to reliably climb with him. Junkrat is D tier, super difficult to utilize, very much geometry dependent, very much luck dependent, and I understand that there are characters with thousands of hours on Junkrat that can pull off some insane plays. Well, interesting that you are absolutely not them, and if you were to play this character for a long period of time, like in a span of 30 games, you will quickly realize that yeah, sure, you can spam, but it's easily countered, as well as it's not reliable. The character is not versatile. D tier. Ashe is a very reliable choice in the current state of the game, especially if you have a Mercy pocket. Great versus Pharahs, great versus Echoes, as well as she can outrange certain characters such as Reaper, Symmetra, Torbjorn, and then you can always land a lucky one-shot headshot onto Tracer. Although character is not S tier because of certain counters such as Hanzo's, Widowmakers, and then if people catch you off guard or they are playing dive, you're gonna have a hard time defending against that. Outside of that, very reliable and nice choice. For the majority of the player base, Sojourn is the mid B tier. I highly doubt that if you haven't religiously aim trained or spent a lot of time practicing her movements, mechanics, and aim, you will have a hard time landing those rails. This character is super high skill floor, skill ceiling. It means that you have to spend a lot of time just to be mediocre with Sojourn, and then on top of that you have to spend even more time to be a really good player on her. Very difficult to use and not as versatile as you would want her to be. Again, very easily countered by Pharah Mercy, and then yeah, just not a reliable choice. In my personal opinion, Echo is a little bit better than Hanzo, but still just a terrible choice. The fact that you can be with and without Mercy is definitely a plus. Well, in reality, one good fight with Echo and they swap 2 hit scans and Diva, and now you are completely dead inside and there is nothing you can do. You are terrible versus Zarya, you are terrible versus Orisa, nothing you can do against Ramatra, nothing you can do against Queen, and you just don't possess any threat to a tank. Instead, you're being an assassin. Unfortunately, in the current state of the game, where every single support has a jail-free card with an ability, Moira's Fade, Mercy can just fly around, Lucio just can like run away, Kiriko cleanse TP, Bap Lamp, Bap Jump, Bap Shift, and then on top of that, they can actually kill you reliably, so good luck trying to kill Illari in a 1 versus 1. Yeah, it was top of the C tier. Sombra, the new reworked Sombra. People were eager and curious to hear an opinion about this character. I would say that she's top of the B tier. Character is just completely horrible. Like, yeah, she's really cool to play, she's really interesting to play, but in reality, she's super high skill ceiling. Like, the fact that you have to choose the right place, the right time, and land every single ability of yours, as well as track the character perfectly, just to have a glimpse of a chance to kill him. And again, we are coming back from the problem with supports being the most overpowered role now, right? Where there is nothing you can do to Kiriko, there is nothing you can do to a Life Weaver even, because dudes just pedals up the platform and then heals himself for 50 HP, and maybe he... nothing you can do, absolutely. What do? Do you hack tank? Well, now you don't have the bonus damage. I feel like Sombra is way worse than she was before, in a way, and you have to go for a very interesting and different playstyle. So yeah, top of the B tier. Cassidy is one of the worst DPS right now. I would honestly prefer Junkrat over Cassidy. Like, the fact that they buffed something that no one asked for, they changed the damage mitigated by his role from 50 to 75%. Like, what are they doing on a balance team? What are they smoking, man? You completely killed the character by like letting go of his range, and now outside of his 30 meters he's complete. Bro, I land 4 shots onto a squishy target and he's at 70 or like, and he's at 30% of his HP. Like, what the hell is that character? Your nade, yeah, of course, it can stick to a tracer that's trying to like blink away, but in reality, you're gonna get outranged by Widows, Hanzos, Ashe, Soldier, and nah. Character is just complete garbage. And if you look at overbuff, Kree is standing at 45% win rate. Absolutely terrible. Mei, on the other hand, is a pretty decent character. I would say that she is not as versatile as you would want her to be. Well, in reality, on control of the point maps, on maps with flat ground, you can actually go for some cheeky plays and destroy your opponent and destroy enemy tanks by walling them off. Of course, you can go for the notorious Brawl composition with Reinhardt, Mei, Lucio, Bap, and then something like Symmetra or Bastion, and this is super duper deadly. Like, imagine you trap Orisa, that's a GG for her. Well, in reality, Mei is getting countered by Reaper, Mei is getting countered by Widowmaker, Mei is getting countered by flying characters, and yeah, Winston as well, very nice character against her. So yeah, top of the B tier. I feel like Pharah is also C tier character. I still believe that Pharah is a little bit worse than Echo because of her ultimate. Well, in reality, again, you require Mercy. Without Mercy, you are just completely useless. And then if you get the Mercy, you are drawing so much resources, so much attention to your figure that your tank is not gonna have enough heal. And you have to be an extraordinary player to really like substitute the value that you stole from your tank onto yourself. You have to be so annoying, you have to be so on the spot with your ability and accuracy that yeah, and then you are playing up against like Baptiste Illari, and if I were on Illari, I'm not gonna miss a single shot on you. Sure, they're not gonna be headshots, but every single body shot I'm gonna reliably land, and I am not the best aimer in the game, and there are way stronger monsters under the bed. So yeah, C tier. Reaper is terrible. Reaper is absolutely terrible, completely niche. Nothing you can do versus pretty much every single tank except like Roadhog. Maybe Doomfist is suffering a little bit, and then Winston obviously is a notorious character that can be countered by Reaper. Outside of that, complete garbage. I have no idea why people even try to play this character. So many, like, you have to understand that every single time you would want to approach a DPS character, you're gonna get forced to like go for your Wraith, and then if you try to 1v1 a support, he's either gonna run away or force you to press your shift, or you're gonna die. Oh my god, character is just a complete disaster. Soldier is going to be the top of the A tier. I feel like with the recent meta shift, Soldier has become the Tracer of Overwatch 2 Season 6 and 7. You will always see the top level players go for a flanking style Soldier, and this is incredibly annoying. The fact that you can off angle, the fact that you can be self-sufficient and stand your own ground. You have terrible 1v1s versus Kiriko, versus Illari, like Bab can be a serious problem, like Moira can be a serious problem. Well, in reality, you are still possessing a threat to an enemy tank, but you're doing that indirectly, not by damaging the tank, but distracting or killing supports and DPS. You're drawing attention onto yourself, and your teammates are staying safe that way. Symmetra is a very niche character. Like, by the time you will charge your beam to the full, you're gonna get caught in every single crowd control ability you can possibly think of. You're gonna get slapped, antied, Discord orbed, hindered. Range is a serious problem in today's day and age in Overwatch, because there are so many characters that will never allow you to cross a certain line when it comes to the distance that you will be able to travel to kill them, you know? Symmetra has very nice interactions with brawl tanks, with her like teleport. Well, in reality, in ranked solo queue, duo queue scenario, no one is gonna listen, no one is gonna go for it. People don't care, people never used to play that way, and yeah, Sim is a very niche C tier character for today's day and age. Torbjorn is straight up terrible. I would say that I would much rather prefer Torbjorn rather than Sojourn and characters below. Well, in reality, he got a pretty significant nerf in Season 7, and yeah, you are nice versus Orisa, but to my experience, no one plays Orisa now. People are on Sigma, people are on other tanks, and yeah, people are on Queen, and what do you even do against that? You have horrible 1v1s versus Bastion, you have horrible 1v1s versus Soldier, versus Ashe, and then yeah, there are so many characters that will give you multiple problems. Your turret is never gonna stay alive for long against like Bap Illari, or against Ana Illari, or against Kiriko Illari. So even supports can destroy one of your abilities, and that's just terrible. Bottom of the B tier. It's interesting how this opinion is gonna be so controversial, but Tracer is a C tier character in today's day and age. Tracer is the hardest character in the game by a margin, and if you would wanna have even mediocre success, you have to spend hundreds of hours playing her. Is there a moment in your match when you're thinking, oh, this is a right comp to swap Tracer into? No, never. Never. Absolutely never. There are better, reliable characters that you can take if you want to win the game. With Tracer, well, yeah, if you are smurfing on noobs, sure, you can try something, but in reality, if you have low experience on the character, top of the C tier maximum. And the last character for today is going to be Widowmaker, and I would say that Widowmaker is the top of the B tier for today's list. I feel like she is incredibly powerful because of how safe you feel against other players, the fact that you can always stay back and chill, enjoy, and relax without being punished for the damage that you are dealing. Well, in reality, there are so many things that have to be met, so many conditions that you need to go for in order to shine as a Widowmaker. You need to have great aim, you need to have insane mechanical skill on the character, you need to have positional awareness, and then you need to have a right comp for her. It's like, yeah, if you can land headshots, sure, character is A tier or even S tier on some maps. Well, in reality, if you haven't spent time practicing your aim, if you have 60 Hz, if you have bad FPS, character is just never for you. This is never gonna work, and you're just gonna get out-poked, out-damaged, out-reflexed by other players and their characters. So this is gonna be it for today's tier list. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with certain placements. Let me know what do you think about that. See you in the next one. Take care.